I got a challenge for you this weekend. This one's going to be the 5th challenge of the year. And I'm really curious to know if you're going to take the time to actually apply what I'm going to share with you. My bet is 1% of you will apply what I share with you. Look, for years, I used to do the following. And when I tell you I used to do the following religiously, every 19th of the month, I would run my credit, okay? Because my credit score back in the days in '04 was 488, 495, 499. If you actually watch the Life of an Entrepreneur video and you look at the credit score that I'm looking at, those are my actual statements that I was looking at from years ago because I saved every single one of them. I made an Excel spreadsheet, and every single week, I will look at how much my credit score improved on Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. I will look at how much my checking account, my money market account, my stock portfolio, my mutual funds, my investments that I had, my artifacts that I was buying, my art that I was buying, my paintings that I was buying. I would always track that to see what was going on. And eventually my credit score went from a 488 to an 820, and the rest is history with the credit score side. But I applied that same concept into 3 areas: health, personal finance, and business. Let me explain. Health, your weight, whatever measurable data you can get, whatever the measurable data it is that you are trying to track. Maybe it's a time you're running for the mile, for 2 mile, 5K, whatever it may be for that side. Maybe it's your weight, maybe it's your body percentage, maybe it's your, the amount of how you did with your diet, how you feel energy-wise. But it's gotta be something that you can track data with. And you measure it Q1, which is quarter 1 of 2018, to Q4 of 2017, and I measure to Q1 of 2017 because sometimes it's season to season, and I'm doing quarter to prior quarter. Season to season would be Q1 18 versus Q1 17. Then quarter to quarter is Q1 18 to Q4 17. I'm doing that for my health, and I'm doing that on my personal finance, and I'm doing that for my business. On the business side, whatever data you can pull up, I'm talking specific data. If you come to my home office, I have screens. I can't even tell you how many screens I have with data all over the office because I want to know exactly how I measure against last year this time, 2 years ago this time, and I want to know exactly how we measured this quarter versus last quarter and Q1 season to season. And so why is this so important? Let me explain to you why. Do you remember back in the days when you took geometry and you would have this formula and it would say, here's what's given. Solve this theorem. If this triangle, this side is 3 inches, this is 4 inches, how long is this here? And you were given, well, it's a this degree angle, and the formula is going to be this, and the formula is going to be that, and you would go 3 square, 4 square equals, X, whatever it is, right? You're solving for X. And then you would make a list of all the things that are given that you knew about. And based on the givens, you would solve for X, or whatever the answer you're trying to figure out for. Business is identical the same way, okay? Identically the same way. There's a guy named Billy Beane in baseball who figured this thing out and came out with the formula with a 19-year-old kid on what is the most important data to pull up in baseball. And they realized it's not home runs, it's not doubles, it's not singles, it's not triples, it's not stolen base, it's on-base percentage. The more you study your data of your company, your business, whatever you're running, eventually you're going to figure out what trends and what data you ought to pay attention to most to help grow the company continuously, month to month, quarter to quarter, season to season. But you got to grab a paper and pen, okay, and start writing as much data that you can track from this quarter to prior quarter and last season's quarter, and ask yourself, which one of them did you beat, by what percentage, and what are you going to be doing in Q2 that's going to beat your Q1 and Q2 of 2017. I'd be so curious to know how many of you will actually take up this challenge of the week. And by the way, if you do take up this challenge of the week, send me a tweet at Patrick Bet David. I want to hear from you on what you came up with after studying the data of your business.